strategies can overcome it.
That's true. Well, King's Row, Hanamura, and then if we need it, Lijiang Tower, of course, will be our third map. But starting things off on King's Row, and I'm excited about this one. You know, all day we have had 2-0s, and I think this is finally now our first match that maybe, just maybe, we can get to that third map.
I agree with you. Doha should be a good match regardless. Hopefully we will actually go the distance.
Yeah, that's possible. And I'm just curious to see if we're going to see some Symmetra out of Thailand, because this is another one of those maps where you can run it if you end up on defense. And we know Zalfex loves that Symmetra.
I don't see why they wouldn't play it.
They're not. Doesn't look like they are, though.
Doesn't look like they are. Especially just because it's such a specialty that they have and something that they're so used to playing with. And why not go for your strengths? Nobody else is going to really have been able to practice against it for France. So.
Unless they've been scrimming Korea. You never know.
Well, not at King's Row, though, so at least as far as we know. I am happy to see Oputo back on the McCree. This guy, I think, is really something special. His hit scan usage has been amazing. His Roadhog was amazing. And this is another chance for him to showcase his skills.
Yeah, crew over to that Pharah at the last minute. Looks like they're going to go with that single Pharah. D-Gun on the Hanzo as well, as France moves out of spawn to try to take point A here on King's Row. Thailand, we'll see what sort of defense they can muster up. And you can see Oputo already doing great on that McCree, knocking crew right out of the air.
Yeah, they have the tools to deal with the Pharah as well, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. If you can hit your shots, which Oputo missed a couple of them right there.
Yeah,
Pharah managed to dash over, but Alpha Cast, that's low.
He gets lucky too, man. That if that would have been a headshot, that would have been a dead Lucio. Oputo already has that Deadeye loaded up, but it looks like France is just kind of pushing Thailand right off the point. It's going to be a fast point A capture for France.
Yeah, Caster's Curse there. I feel a little bit Doha for Oputo, because I think that yeah, it's my fault.
It's your fault.
I think that goes a lot differently if he's able to land a couple of more headshots right there and actually shut down the push. But because they were able to slowly maneuver their way into place, get some flanks off, that's when France able to take that point. So
yeah. Well, when you talk about Overwatch at the top level, that's a nice shot from D-Gun. If you talk about Overwatch at the very tip-top level, when you're getting those flashbangs like we saw Oputo get and then not land that headshot to kill the Lucio, I mean, that's going to cost you big time, and I think it did right there.
Yeah. Really big price to pay, but they're going to land a sleep dart onto D-Gun at the top side, and here we go.
Oh, their Shatter comes in for France right away. They're going to use the sound barrier too, and, well, everybody on Thailand is dead. The Blizzard not going to do a whole lot other than make Mikolo be slowly pushed by the payload. Crew salutes. And that's what happens when you get wrecked by the Pharah.
Oh, absolutely, and Oputo a little bit too far forward there, and he actually gets dropped into the Graviton. You can't be playing that far forward when you know the Graviton's available, otherwise you get sucked right in there. You can't take out the Pharah, and it makes it easy to get those big barrages off.
And they're already pushing the end of point B here. Look at that, D-Gun loading it up, finally gets taken down. Not before he gets a kill onto Kurlos, though, and France keeps pushing. Thailand losing maybe a bit too many. We'll see if Oputo can stop them, but I don't know. I'm not too convinced here. He's going to have to deal with that Reinhardt as he runs for his life. 1 second till that flashbang, throws it immediately. Oh, but he has to reload and he can't finish him off. And it's been little things like that the second time in a row where Oputo hasn't been able to capitalize on his own flashbang.
Yeah, looking a bit discombobulated there. Kurlos actually going to switch over to the Zenyatta now.
Wow. All right. Well, interesting choice there, but for this point, you can certainly get a lot of use out of that Zenyatta, a lot of narrow corridors to exploit.
I mean, Oputo was playing more like a Reaper player in terms of his positioning there on the McCree, but if you're going to switch to the Zenyatta, it makes sense to keep the McCree so you can control the Pharah. Basically kill her just a little bit faster using the Orb of Discord, so I'm a bit surprised to see that swap.
I mean, you can try to take out the Pharah with the Zenyatta. That's certainly something people have done for a long time, but it does put more pressure now on Kurlos to make that happen. The Blizzard dropped, though, by Thailand as they try to fight back, and it looks like this may be finally what they're looking for. They lose a few people in the engagement, but they do get the team fight win, and they do make France reset with that wipe.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they were able to take out the Pharah. Their crew had a barrage coming in from the side, but Thailand has effectively taken all of their methods, except for the Mei, of dealing with the Pharah out of the picture. So if I'm crew, I definitely don't switch here. I'm going to stick on it and see what I can get, because their long-range damage and their poke is simply so much better.
Nice thing for Kurlos on that Zenyatta too is that if you can land your abilities, you will build up that ultimate really, really quickly. He's already got the Transcendence ready to go. There's a Nano Boost, so forcing Oputo to go on the run. Meanwhile, Dragon Strike fired off by D-Gun. Let's see what he gets. Nothing because of that Transcendence. from Kurlos. Going to keep ThaiLand alive for the moment. Mickey knocked down, though, as Mikolo all over him. They've got the sound barrier to keep everybody on France up as well. No kills coming in yet for the ThaiLand side. Now finally KFC gets the KO on the Reinhardt. Deacon coming around the side as ThaiLand slowly but surely pushed back, and the payload continues to move. Looks like they may almost have this one, but you have to wait for that blizzard a little bit. ZNR, though, not lasting long enough to really capitalize. And I think we're seeing ThaiLand kind of fall apart, man. I mean, just using those ults in desperation, not really able to put together any sort of discernible team fight here. Crew does get the knockoff onto Mickey as well, which certainly helps.
Well, they do have the Tracer on the payload now, but Reinhardt going to be taken down very quickly. The desperation bastion is real, but the Reinhardt shield is there for France.
Wow, Crew's really lucky the Reinhardt was there, man. Oh, hey, take a break on the payload, Crew. You deserved it. Looks like they almost got it, man. Well, maybe not. Here comes a Winston. ThaiLand mustering a little bit of a defense here, but as a Dragon Strike comes in, there's a Graviton Surge, and France getting the kills they need to maybe push it through. Opudo does get the stick on the D-gun, though, but it gets taken down immediately, though, by the tanks on the other side. And they're going to push it the rest of the way. That's 3 points for France.
Yeah, NZNR staying in that turret form just a little bit too long there. Couldn't get onto the payload to stretch it out, get a little bit more overtime to work with. 4:12 will be the time, so pretty easy push for France there, and ThaiLand is going to have to be zippy and quick on their next push.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough, man. I mean, I think in the end we saw, you know, a little bit of, again, individual skill from ThaiLand, but France has shown what they showed us yesterday too, where they're just very well coordinated.
I just question some of Thailand's team composition decisions as well.
A little bit.
I think that when we look at Crew, just having that McCree on Opudo is very valuable if he is going to dedicate himself to the Pharah, so it was a bit of a freebie at the end. Sure, they had the Zenyatta, which did get one of the important kills onto Crew's Pharah, but at the same time, getting that long-range hit scan is so core to shutting down Pharah play, so you don't just get poked to death by the Hanzo and the Pharah. So
well, I'm just kind of bummed out, man. I mean, I was expecting Zalfix to play that Symmetra, especially on Kings Row defense, but goes with the Lucio. I wouldn't say this often, but I think they might have done a little bit better with that Symmetra just because he's got so much experience on it. He played well with it yesterday, even though it didn't get him the win in the end. It did do pretty well.
We do have a bit of a dive comp here shaping up for ThaiLand with the Genji, Pharah, and D.Va. Already into the corner right now for France.
All right. Well,
piling in behind the boxes.
All right, just hanging out, cardboard boxes. You know, like you do.
Sitting in the garbage.
McCree's hit hard times, Monte Cristo.
He's definitely he's at rock bottom now.
This is what happens when it's not high noon.
That's all right. They're making his garbage corner a little bit more festive.
Because that's what everybody wants.
A pinata.
Don't have a home to go home to. A pinata painting.
A pinata in your garbage corner.
Yeah. It's high time I got a job. Well, the door's open, and here comes ThaiLand. We'll see how well the dive works. Mickey actually on the Widowmaker now. Opudo over on the Genji, not going with that hit scan that we've seen a lot from him in the past.
France has a lot of tools to deal with this, so pretty standard composition here for the first point of defense. Just going 2-2-2. They do have the McCree, and Crew was excellent on this McCree when we saw him play yesterday. And I think
ZNR taken out. And that's what we're talking about right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I really liked watching Crew play because he was able to use the Deadeye so well to zone out the enemy Pharah, but pushed off at least early right now. They're going to try and make an offensive yet again. D.Va's going to get stunned by that flashbang.
Not bad. I mean, we saw Big Biotic Grenade hit a lot of members of France, and they wanted to back off until that was done. Here comes the Dragon Blade, though, for Opudo. Gets one on the Kitty before he's taken out by Alpha Cast himself. Crew picking up some kills in the back lines, and France will hold. I think it was just a really smart move by France to back off for the moment, wait for that Biotic Grenade to run out.
Yeah, and that's just reminiscent of the shot calling that we see from Nox. He knows when to pull everybody back. Their comms are obviously uncluttered, and so he can speak clearly in those comms. Everybody's following the shots that he's calling. Fall back, re-engage, take out the Genji during the Dragon Blade instantaneously. Nice hit there from the Biotic Grenade from Kitty, and that means they have a successful hold.
They're going to need a bit more of that. Mickey trying to get into the back lines. Now they've got a nano-boosted Reinhardt helping them out as well. Knocked down, though, from the Earth Shatter. There's the pin, and France is going to drop the Blizzard as well. Is this what they need to take the point? Maybe. D.Va ultimate used. They're going to block that. No KFC. or KOKFC rather. And I guess you know my chicken preferences now.
No KFC. It's a dark day for chicken, though.
Crew pops the barrage, and it looks like he's going to be able to cut a couple of that. Wow, Kitty, how in the world? Okay, I was going to say, hard to escape in that situation. Looks like ThaiLand, though, going to be able to hold the point for a little bit longer, but 2 ticks already for France, so they've nearly got it. For ThaiLand, rather.
Yeah, but they're going to hold, actually, on the back side of this, so Nox was sticking around on the point. And we still have D-Gun here, of course, on that May. He's going to be able to buy himself a lot of time. Actually takes down the D.Va. He looks like he's all by himself. And we will see Crew come back.
He's got
KOC,
time,
oh, wow. KOKFC just gets isolated on the other side. That is going to really hurt. Huge split spawn coming in.
Isolated.
Yes, isolated.
I'm so
right
sorry.
there.
I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, but for now, France holds point A. It's close, though. I mean, ThaiLand may be able to get the payload rolling, but they've only got about a minute left, so time is running out pretty rapidly.
D-Gun just doing work, and
he's already got the blizzard again.
ThaiLand needs to be careful about not pushing too far forward, because this May has been particularly punishing on their lackluster positioning so far in this game.
Oh, all right. Chasing down the Reaper. And yep, NZNR not going to get a whole lot done with that. Had to switch on the Pharah. There's the D.Va ultimate coming in. Blizzard for France.
Oh, no.
Oh, Pudo, whoops. Gets frozen. Gets a couple kills, though, actually, after that Blizzard finishes. So France pushed back slightly. ThaiLand may still be able to grab this one, but it's starting to look a little bit less likely as Mikolo has that nano boost. Wailing away at the team, but he's got to escape, man. He's down to 48 hit points.
Yeah, he just gets back, so they do whittle him down as he tries to overextend a little bit, chasing those supports down when he didn't have much left on his nano boost. This is going to be a cap, Noah. So ThaiLand grinds it out. Pudo flips over to the Genji. You know, they abandoned the Pharah, and they managed to make it work. So just trying to repeatedly get in the back lines, using the mobility from the D.Va.
Yeah, but they are going to need to push this thing fast and not get held up at all, because they've only got about 2:30 left to get it all the way to the end, or at least to get to the end of the point B. So France still in a pretty good spot, considering they got all 3 points on their offensive round.
Yeah, long hold to be sure in favor of France.
They're going to try to hold the payload by the bookshot.
Well, they forced out the sound barrier early.
Yeah, that's right. Crew looking for some shots with the Deadeye. Doesn't quite get anybody. Kitty, though, picks one up on the Ana. They're going to drop the Graviton Surge, and France trying to win this team fight here. Charge comes through. There's a Blizzard a little bit late. Don't know if that was totally necessary, but either way, France does hold the payload.
Certainly an unnecessary Blizzard, but right there, Kitty managed to hit a very good Biotic Grenade. So sound barrier came down, but the Biotic Grenade came in at the same time, so the Reinhardt that was low couldn't get healed up during the overshield. Easily able to take out KOKFC after that, and then it was clean up from there.
Oh, Crew, you can see just doing work on that McCree, man. 32 eliminations, 5 deaths. Not a bad stat line so far in King's Row, but France does have to fall back a little bit as here comes ThaiLand. Mickey going deep on the D.Va, and he doesn't quite have that ultimate yet. He's so close, but knocked out of the suit. He's going to take a little bit longer. There's the Earth Shatter coming in from France. They're going to push people back. Kurlos just barely keeping that Reinhardt alive, and Thailand's going to actually keep the payload rolling for the moment.
Yeah, they are. They have the Dragon Blade available, and even though Mikolo got the nano boost, managed to take out the Genji.
Nice,
yeah, they're still making the payload move right here, as because we saw D-Gun get picked off really early by Mickey's D.Va. So, oh wow, nice shot.
Rest in peace by the tumbleweed, McCree.
So actually, ThaiLand now coming up with some clutch team fights, and even though we saw ThaiLand overextending a bit in the earlier parts of this map, now it's France who is guilty of the same thing.
Well, 2:20 on the clock. ThaiLand's got an opportunity, and they've got some pretty good ults yet. Mickey has that D.Va ult if they need to clear people off at the last minute. Building things up as well. NZNR really close to that Death Blossom as France gets pushed back a little bit farther. Mikolo, see what he's got in store. He's about halfway to the Earth Shatter. And over the top they come. Well, they drop the D.Va behind them. No kills coming in. Nice Ice Wall response from France. They're going to drop the Graviton Surge in response. Getting some kills. Nox picks up one. They're going to drop the Blizzard's Wall. A lot being invested into this defense, but it looks like it's paid off for now. Southx resetting. And it looks like ThaiLand's going to have to try again.
Yeah, they threw everything at Thailand, but the Diva ults really haven't done anything for Mickey in this match. It's either the Reinhardt shield stopping them, the Mei wall. France has all of the tools you need to really just make sure that the line of sight from the Diva ult doesn't actually hit your team when the self-destruct comes through. So it wasn't even that distracting right there. Yeah, France has to commit a couple of ultimates, but now Thailand's here. They've got the Nano Boost and the Death Blossom ready. This has to work for them now.
Yeah, man, just a minute left. This push is do or die for Thailand. NZNR moving forward. He's got the Death Blossom and he's got the sound barrier to keep him safe. He's going to use it, but immediately gets stunned. No kills off of that. Still manages to pick up a couple in the cleanup, but here comes France with their own ultimate. Graviton Surge being used by Nox, and it looks like that's going to be enough. Mickey, Diva without the suit. And that's, wow, all right. You don't see a Diva chasing away a Zarya too often in that particular case.
Wow, falling back all the way right there. Looks like Nox didn't really have any idea where this Diva was. Has to go through and all the way around back to his team. So they allow the Diva to resuit. This could be a sticky situation. Gun does have the Blizzard.
A nice Earth Shatter on the KOKFC, and he got nano boosted as well. It could be a problem. D-Gun with yet another Blizzard as he has to avoid that Reinhardt. Shouldn't be a problem though. Pops the ice block just in case. And France trying to make this work. Diva ultimate again. Not doing a whole lot. Looks like they've managed to hold the defense. Mickey's still alive for the moment, but he's the only one left. And now the time ticking. I don't know if they can get back there in time. Nice headshot to end it. 3, 2, 1. Deadeye comes in, gets the kill on Apudo. They managed to force the overtime, but that is going to be about it. Crew can take a nap, because I think King's Row is over. Oh, not quite yet. Oh, it would have been so great if it would have ended there. Oh, well, now it's going to end. France takes King's Row. Thailand, credit to them. Overtime, they nearly pushed it all the way, but France will take it.
Yeah, and absolutely a lot of overextensions by both teams in that particular game. I think that France was